enough of that messing about. Jeepers creepers. Hello everybody, it's me and I'm back now. Yeah, so turns out it's my cell broadband. I've got a, what's it, not repeaters, the thing where you have a cell, like you plug the thing into your router and it has these big Wi-Fi bubbles. So I've got two of them and it repeats the Wi-Fi over there. For some reason, this laptop doesn't like the internet as relayed through that cell bubble. So, your fault you were edging. Do I want to hear the details? I certainly don't. Unless you're talking about home decor, in which case, you know. Although I don't see how you're putting up... turn down the music. Yeah, of course. Not that far. There you go, that's about right. Facts, the music is disturbing me. Yeah, sorry. If you try and get on at 7 and then you find you're dropping over 50% of your frames, then you have to fiddle about with your broadband for 10 minutes. Super bad. So yeah. I've got to work out what's wrong with it. Yeah, I've got to work out what's wrong with it. The broadband, that is. So I'm connected directly to the Wi-Fi router now. Not with a wire or anything. Why is there a yellowish greenish cup on the table? Oh, that's my water. Can't have a pasta with a dry mouth. That sounds more perverted than it should do. Let's not worry about that. I suppose a bloody traitor. Yeah, probably. You're going to love their content. There's some content tonight. First of all, we just do the... what is it this week? It's the Lame Rid Sis. Anagrams are spooky for Normand. So, that's some bloody good water. Are you going to watch the video today? I will do. I haven't got it up at the moment, but I will do, yeah. You have to remind me what it's called. Okay, so the order of service. Deep Thoughts, Kandar, World of Chaos, Float of Tarot, Weekly Sacrament. We'll do the video during Kandar, yeah. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, there we go. About the new label on the World of Chaos. If it's not gone next week, I shall ensure that it is removed the week after, because that will synchronously. First time chat. TronGens1. Hey, back to you, TronGens1. Welcome into the e-chapel. I'm just going through the order of service. Confusingly, the World of Chaos feature is about 4 weeks old now, but I've still got a little tag that says new next to it. I'm just explaining that as next week is the last, I am so glad TronGens1 is here. Good for you, Monstructo. Welcome into the chapel. I don't notice why I don't know why Twitch has made both Monstructo and TF2 Real Gamer 2022 their name the same colour. That really confused me. So I would have said welcome earlier, but I missed the fact because everything was red. Also, my broadband wasn't working. I suppose it means that it indicates that chaos is definitely in the house, right? I mean, you've got to have chaos if your broadband isn't working. And red as blood. The Red Barons. This week's colour is red, unless, of course, you are purple. Or at least on my display, TronGens1 is purple. But I can see that on the chat window there, it is blue. I don't know why that is. Maybe that shade of blue isn't available in my chat window on my preview. Terror in the Skies. There is Terror in the Skies. For this weekend, Oasis are playing in England and they're terrified it might rain. Paid £500 for that ticket. So that is why there is Terror in the Skies, because they're afraid their Oasis gig that was overpriced and they paid too much money to go and see might be a bit damp. I'm so Discordian. I hate TF2. Oh God. The great TF2 schism of the South Wales Discordian Press e-chapel. It will rain. It's certain it will rain. It won't rain in Wales. We're excluded from the yellow warning. Whoa, not cool, bro. Yo, can we ban this guy? Right. I'm going to say no, because I'm desperate for views. Besides which, you can't just ban someone as much as we might like to tell you what, TF2 Real Game 2022, set up your own e-chapel and ban Tron Gens 1 from that. Or you can excommunicate Tron Gens 1. That's something that Discordians do all the time when unhappy. So yeah, just excommunicate each other. If you want to have a disagreement that ends in some kind of retribution or other, that's where you want to go. Excommunication. No, please. I'm not excommunicating you, because if I did it, it would ruin the game for anyone else. I mean, to be honest, haven't we all been excommunicated from the Discordian church at one time or another? And yet we still keep turning up. That's just the wacky kind of people we are. So I probably shouldn't have done that scene change, because we just want to look at this week's Deep Thought and what it's called yet. And what it's called is Chaos Life Balance, also known as What's the Point? You're lucky today at Tron Gens 1, same as you, Katie. I will remember this. Please do. Has anyone been banned yet? He could be the first. With that, a sacrifice. Well, I used to ban spam bots that came into my chat offering me wealth and largesse if I just donated them money or paid for their social messaging, or I don't know. I don't really pay attention, if I'm honest, to spam bots. But since I stopped being an affiliate, the spam bots have also stopped. Although I have had a couple of people come in and go, hey, you know what? Do you want me to do like social medias for you? And I'm like, no, I really don't. I'm not in it for the fame. So yeah, I'm just providing a service to my Discordian brethren and sistren and those who do not like to be pigeonholed. Boom, boom. So yeah, that's all welcome. But then that tends to be just a few of us kicking about, being silly. But that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? So what am I talking about in Deep Thoughts? This is our sermon. And of course, with 3 of you in the chat, should be no problem for you to send me off on bizarre tangents, such as bots have no soul, that doesn't count. Sacrifice, Tron Gens 1. If you want to set up another splinter church of Discordianism that does sacrifices, Monstructo, then you are perfectly able to be to. I think that within Discordian subsects, a Discordian with the true intention could belong to as many as 16 different cults all at once, all with opposing, views and metaphysics. It's no problem. You just have a wardrobe full of reality tunnels. You just step through. The Orthodox Church of Discord. No, they disbanded. They became the Unorthodox Church of Discord. And then they became the Unorthodox Discord of Churches. And then they became the Unorthodox of Orthodoxies. And then they all disappeared up their own arseholes. So, this happens so often with splinter groups. But what is the Chaos Life Balance, and why have I put what's the point? What is Discordia? Not another one. People just wondering here. Did you think Tron Gens 1? Yeah, exactly. TF Gamer 2022. It's all about Discord. What's really ironic about this is that I've never had enough people in here to feel it was really warranted to set up a Discord for this. Whatever this is. No, it's nothing to do with the software Discord, Tron Gens 1, so that's right. No, it's nothing about Discord. It's not. It's about, well, we got it. There we go. It's about this bad boy, the Principia Discordia, Discordianism. It's a religion. That's a joke. And also a joke. That's actually a religion. Yeah? If you want to walk the Discordian way, then be prepared for limping. No, if you want to follow the path of the Discordians, I believe in seriousness. So this is religion that's actually a joke, or is it the joke that's actually one of those two? Whichever one is more serious, and I can't work out which one that is. What I've discovered over the past weeks, and seeing as there's a lot of cult material about on various streaming services and what have you, is that in a way, if you embrace the Discordian philosophy for what it is, it kind of mind-proofs you against cultish behaviour. Everything we do here in the service is like It's a service, but it's kind of the opposite of a real or a more orthodox religious service. He's a glowing orb that sometimes appears. He has a glowing orb that sometimes appears in the window, sometimes not. Well, it won't at the moment due to the fact you can see the sun is still out. And in fact, you're going to be very disappointed in a fortnight when everything behind me will change. I'll be in a completely different place. And a t-shirt his wife got him. Yes, I do have a t-shirt. This is a t-shirt my wife got me. Right here, that I'm wearing right now. So she got me more than one t-shirt, because I'm sure we were talking about a different t-shirt last time. She just keeps buying me t-shirts. That's what a good wife should do. It does. I noticed that the things I do in this service, such as try and give a sermon and then have you lot heckle me, and then I talk about what? You were talking about this one. So you were talking about, right, I've got other t-shirts that my wife got me. Are you Deadpool or Beaverman? Probably Deadpool. It's a bit mainstream, but that's where we find ourselves. Beaverman's too gruff. Beaverman takes things seriously and cannot break the fourth wall. That is not me. If I see a fourth wall in daily life, I have to break it. That's just kind of the rule. It's a personal thing for me. Anyway, I just got to get... My internet is acting up. Oh my god, it is!
How Discordian.
Yeah, it's not helpful though. Oh, it seems to be coming back. It's coming back.
How Discordian, your internet's playing up.
Oh, but this is too much. 2 weeks. It's back. We got it. It's come back. It was just a dip for a moment, and now it's fine again. So I
think Eris is playing games with you.
Yes, that's my wife in the background. There we go. The internet went down, and then suddenly my wife appeared. And they were talking about how you bought me this T-shirt.
I buy you loads.
You buy me loads of T-shirts. Oh, you've been emote spammed. There we go. Well, that's very good. Thank God. It's not good. It's not good that the internet keeps being weird. At least the way that I've got it now, it should be okay. It's only one more week, guys. Only one more week on this broadband, and then we can find out how crappy my new broadband supplier will be. So that'll be a good one. In a whole other part of the world. I might be able to get a wired connection as well. Wife supporting it as always. Can we see the wife? I mean, it's not like the sun.
Do you really need my ugly mug?
Do you really need her ugly mug, guys? We're going to wait for the feedback on that. While I'm waiting for the feedback, I'm just going to say, I've put what's the point in that, because those of you who are observant or memorative, no. Remember things. What is it called when people can remember things? Memorable? No.
Recollection?
You can recollect it, but as I see... Yes, says TF2 Real Gamer. Yes, says TronGens1. I'm assuming Monstructo's going to say yes as well. She's just going to stick her head in the side of the camera. I can see this coming now. You'll appear just there under the chat window, love. There we go. You have to go a bit further to get past the chat window.
No.
Wave at them. Oh dear, no, you're knocking things off.
I'm breaking things now.
Yeah.
See, I'm breaking
Wave to the weirdos. You keep him behind. It's because it's mirrored, love.
Right, okay. Let me go down a bit. Otherwise I'm just showing them all my boobs, which is very Discordian.
No, it's not. It's against the terms of service. It's against the terms of service. You can't do it.
Hello.
There we go. Hi, that's my wife. There we go. You can go now. I think they...
Bugger off. Love.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not telling you to bugger off. I'm just saying it's probably uncomfortable for you there. Thankfully, in 2 weeks, when everything changes, I should have this set up better. Because at the moment, the room... It just forces me into this corner where I am. So there we go. Very British. Well, we are. We're technically... Well, yeah, British is fine. I mean, we are Welsh. That is what we find. There we go. That's fine. All right, good. So everyone said hello. Everyone says hello. There we go. Yeah, so anyway, those of you that will remember a while back at the beginning of this season of Confusion... It really is working out, isn't it? Confusion. I've been confused for weeks. weeks, and obviously that's because it's the season for it. We had a Saints Day, and the Saints Day is coming up on Sunday, and that saint, who was Saint Gaffric, I think that's why I've got it all noted down here. There we go. That's not the right one. It's got to be here somewhere. Come on. Loads of work stuff. Come on, you. Saint Bick, 20th of July. Yeah, 2 days. So it's Saint Bick the Meme Lord's Day on Sunday. And what Saint Bick commanded via the vibes for us to do was to start handing out Discordian points. And I was going to summarise all that in my Sunday service on the Saints Day. And that was going to be much glorious. And we would find out what the point of Discordian points were. Well, as it turned out very much, there isn't much point to Discordian points. I gave out quite a lot, but mostly to TF2 Real Gamer 2022, it has to be said. But beyond that, I gave out maybe 15. Fuck the points, exactly. In the end, I discovered that I was going to actually start, just for my own purposes, handing out Discordian points on the internet whenever I saw some Discordian stuff happening. And I saw about 5 points worth of Discordian point stuff happening between way back in May and now, like over a month and a half. All the Discordian groups in social media I find, they're not that Discordian at all. Every time I tried to assess a piece of content for its Discordianness, the standard of Discordianism on the open internet today is very, very low. We are all doing very poorly. Not us, maybe. We go to Discordian e-chapel every week. So I'm sure whenever you're out and about doing your Discordian thing on a weekly basis, all your Discordian stuff is proper Discordian, right? But all the Discordians that are in those Discordian groups, I just can't rouse myself to give them a point. And I don't care whether their content is political or just try to weird you out or whatever it is. It just all seems very low effort. That's all. And then there's the infighting. People having Discordian groups just to fight with other members. It's like, that's human. Fine. It's very human. But human on the internet, certainly. But is it Discordian? And the answer is usually no. It doesn't confuse me. It doesn't befuddle me. It doesn't put me in a state of questioning my own reality. All it does is go, there's some people arguing on the internet. I don't need to come to a Discordian group for that. Maybe I should take a more active part. But then one of the things that I always think when that comes up is I do like 40 minutes to an hour's pure Discordian content every Friday. Do I really want to be giving more of my life, especially to this? So, there's a problem that I have. And I suppose actually what I've just described there is the chaos life balance. The reason I'm not doing a Sunday service about the Saints Day is because I have to pack up my entire house, because we're taking it and putting it in a van. Not the actual house. I've sold that. But all the contents of the house. Is Discordianism a cult? Absolutely. But also not. Because it's also a joke. When we say it's a religion that's a joke, because it looks like it, yes. But there are things that are not very culty about it. Such as our first philosophy, which is that a Discordian is prohibited from believing anything that they read. And read is here a metaphor for, well, if you read it on Facebook, if I as a figure of authority come to you and say something, that's kind of like, because I'm the Hierophant, I am the priest of the Discordian word, so you are prohibited from believing anything that I say. TF2 Real Gamer 2022 helps me out a lot with that. By regularly calling me a liar. Call me a liar, TF2 Real Gamer 2022. You'll be rewarded. I don't know where or by whom, but I'm sure you will. But then, of course, you're not supposed to believe that, so I'm probably lying. The first thought of a Discordian is that that's not true. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, TF2 Real Gamer 2022. You have pointed it out. I am a fraud. I am a phone monstructo. Getting in there. Go on, Trongens. It's your first time. Yes! I am a liar. But I also tell the truth. But also, everything I say doesn't mean anything. So it can't be a lie because it's just nonsense. Right? That's how it works. That is the first. That is how Discordians are supposed to think. Everything is true. Everything is false. Everything means nothing. Yeah, it's I've seen some stuff about real cults, and you are not a liar. Exactly. And I just peddle nonsense. So that's how it is. Everything you say is the truth. Stop lying. Yes, that's the confusion. And it is the season of confusion, is it not? So there we are. How amazing, how wonderful. So we'll move on now. It's the Q&A section. Obviously, I did make a promise during this Q&A section that we would do a thing. Save TF2. I don't know what you mean by save TF2. I'm just going to drag this window over here for a second. Don't need to make it full size. So what video are we watching now? TF2 Real Gamer? If you can't tell me what the video that we're looking for is called, then I can't find it, then we can't watch it. So I have a serious question. Ask away, Monstructo. I'll answer it either before or after watching whatever this video is. I have a serious... Okay, oh no, that was the same then. You get to choose a video. I don't want to choose a video. I want to watch the video you wanted me to watch. TF2 Real Gamer 2022. I can't choose a video. I watch far too many YouTube videos anyway, like trying to get you to watch YouTube. Choose one from the meet. Oh, right. Okay. So, TF2 meet the team. Are you team Danzig for Slovakia or Danzig for war? Okay. I'm going to have to choose that. Right, we've got a 10 video playlist here, so I'm going to go into that. Don't start playing them. I just want to... do you want me to watch Meet the Sniper? No, not the Sniper. Do you want me to watch Meet the Heavy? Is that the one you want me to watch? The channel name is Valve. Yes, I know I've got the right channel. I'm going to do the Heavy. That's it. It's all good. Right, we're going to do it. Here we go. Now the only problem that I have with this is that I have this playing here. So I'm just going to pause this. Now this should be fine. We should be okay here. Let's try it. I have to get my headphones actually because I in order to listen. Right, there we go. We're going to watch Meet the Heavy. This is your request. It's going. I've turned off the music. We're going.
I am heavy weapons guy. And this is my weapon. She weighs 150 kilograms and fires $200 custom tool cartridges at 10,000 rounds per minute. It costs $400,000 to fire this weapon for 12 seconds. Oh my God, who touched Sasha? All right. Who touched my gun? Some people think they can outsmart me.
Oh, I should probably...
Maybe. I've yet to meet one that can outsmart Bullet.
Oh, right. I remember where this came from.
Cry some more.
Right, that's put that right in context for me. That has. I was wondering, why were we watching this video? I was thinking to myself, why are we watching this video? I thought, and then I remembered that we had that whole thing where the whole thing about outsmarting a bullet was, yeah, which is from, as everyone knows, from RoboCop originally, and not in fact from And not in fact from... No, don't go there yet. Go back. There we go. We're better. Right. Yeah. So do you think you can outsmart a bullet? Comes from RoboCop. Also comes from that video there. But first from RoboCop. So now I have seen it. Now I know that the heavy also says outsmart a bullet. And the world is right and peaceful once again. Right, back to Danzig for Slovakia or Danzig for war. Don't like war. It's the Slovakia one. I don't know what any of that means, but the Slovakia one. That is the answer to my serious question. Tents or hammocks again? Hammocks. Has to be hammocks because I don't like tents. It's more of a hammocks win by default thing. Anyway, right. So I'll give it a second. Woo! What would you bring on a trip? What? A tent or a hammock, or just anything? What would I bring on a trip? About time you watched Team Fortress 2 videos. You said to me a few weeks ago, "Are you going to watch it?" Or "You must watch this video," and I said, "Not this week. I'll watch it next week." And then it was next week, and I forgot. Yeah, and then my internet was bad, but I did promise you I'd watch it. Please watch Meet the Spy 2. We don't do more than one a week. Okay, Q&A next week. We'll do Meet the Spy. All right. I might even have it queued up beforehand if I remember. But there we go. Cool. So if you're asking what I would bring on any trip, headphone, like earbuds probably. But if you mean out of a tent or a hammock, I hope I wouldn't need... I'm not the kind of person who likes those activities that require tents or hammocks. So I would hope on a trip that I would have no need of either. So whichever one was smaller to pack, because I won't need it. Right, there we go. That would seem to be it. And we've got a whole world of chaos to look at. Oh, yes, world of chaos. Might even remember to do this. Yes, I do. There we go. World of chaos. It's the goddess commanded us. We have to look at news through a Discordian lens. I tried to do it last week, but well, I did do it last week, but my internet didn't work, so that's where we ended up. So here we go. Move that out of the way. There we go. Right, is that not working? No. Face of Eris. That'll be back when she tells me she wants to come back and do faces again. For now, we're doing World of Chaos. So yeah, Clown Show continues. I mean, is there a better time to be a Discordian in the Western world than John James 1 is now following? Hey, you are, I believe, follower 101, which, if you know anything about the George Orwell book 1981, might mean something to you. But, you know, I'll leave that to you. Yeah, I mean, this is the point. There is no better thing to be doing. No time to be a Discordian that is any better than this, because the Western world is just, well, I mean, you know, not all of it. I think Europe's all right, like the EU. I think they're mostly fine, you know, but you go slightly outside those borders, the UK, the US, you know, other parts of the world where there are bombs and things, chaos upon chaos, which is quite funny if you think about it, because the EU's sitting in the middle of all that chaos going, ooh, chaos everywhere, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's how it goes. No one is all right. No, that's very much the truth. We are all stupid. You can be stupid and all right. That's a possibility. So I'm saying, yeah, the circus tent has never been painted so brightly. We've had, you know, the Streisand effect going off repeatedly in various circumstances. We got a CEO's affair exposed on a kiss cam, and that CEO is very, very fortunate, Because with everything else going on, people are like, oh, that's funny. Right, now back to... also, a real Q&A question. Can you point towards London from where you are sitting? I pretty much can. It's like over the window, just over there, out the window. You just keep going that way. Because the coast is just that way. So you just follow the coast along, but keep going in a rough direction. You're more or less going towards London. So there we go. It's quite a long way away from me, but it is in that direction. Because the other thing is, if I went that way, that's going towards North Wales through all the mountains and the hills. And obviously, if I point towards my camera that way, behind the camera and on, that's West Wales, which is a very nice tourist destination. And also, that's the direction in which I will be moving. I will be moving away from London and towards more attractive parts of the West Wales area. So there we go. That's what's happening. So yeah, this is the point. There's so much ridiculous crap happening at the very highest levels of Western society that it's actually kind of boring. And that's my last question. When is it enough? Because at the moment, the only conclusion that I can draw why things haven't been like calmed down, but by various means, whatever they might be, is that we're all still entertained by this continual clown show. It's going to be the best thing you've ever seen. We're not going to give it out. Well, it never existed. It's a hoax. It was made up by our enemies to discredit us. Why is everyone still talking about this? Could everyone go away, please? Like what? This is a farce. That's not. It's weird because people always are like, I get older and it seems that the world is worse and worse. But I mean, I know it's certainly more poorly written now. So that's what's going on in real news. And then on the other side of that coin, last week I had a whole thing about how video games are competing with reality for taking up a vast amount of news space. Because I get like movie entertainment news, I get news, I get all these different types of news. But it's the video game news that appears to be as... it seems to want to take up as much space as real news. Now, I think that the reason for that is because the real news is so ridiculous, it's kind of shrunk in kind of mental headspace. You just can't take it seriously. But now people talking about how bad video games are, or how good they are, or whatever else is going on, or whether people should stop turning off servers and leave live service games in a playable state. All that stuff, right? That seems to take up as much headspace for people on the internet as reality. Whereas if you talk about how you think that the new Fantastic Four movie is going to be a bit rubbish, people say that, but they move on very quickly. They're not really obsessing over it. But games news, people do obsess over games news. So yeah, micro transactions. Yeah, like everything's full of the monetization. And that's bad, okay? And people are continually complaining about what's being handed out and how it's being handed out and how it's really unfair and why is it, and how when it comes out it's very disappointing anyway. But what's really surprising me is the amount of attention a large proportion of people pay to all of this video game nonsense. Like, video game pundits on the interwebs seem to be every bit as serious-minded as people talking about politics. More so in some cases. Like the guy who follows around Kickstarters that are obviously scams. It's a de facto fact that the video game industry is the largest entertainment industry in Western society, right? It's huge. It's enormous. It's bigger than movies. It's enormous. But when people say that, it's really hard to get your head into the fact, unless you actually pay attention to the video game news, and then you start to understand like how seriously people take this stuff. We are living in a science fiction novel because the world of like I said this last week, but my internet was shit, so you probably didn't hear it. It's weird that I read, and there have been science fiction novels for a long time about a society where video games or something like, and game mongers are still trying to fuck us over. Exactly, TF2 Real Gamer 2022. They absolutely are, and they are so hungry for money. Well, this is the thing. Any kind of digital product, right, is completely made of nothing. And if you're paying for a video game, you are essentially paying for digital dust. People get really upset, for example, about the concept of the death of physical media. But what I've noticed is that all you get on the disc is like a thing that says, oh yeah, you can download the game. Like a key for the game. Like the same thing you'd get if you bought it digitally, except you wouldn't have a piece of plastic with that on it. And so if the internet disappeared or they took the servers off, all your disc would do is sit in the bloody tray like a coaster, trying to connect forever to something that wasn't going to download the fully up-to-date patched version of the game. So we've already lost. Games are digital now, and the only way that I can combat that is not to pay more than £30 for any game ever. Because if I'm only paying for an extended rental, $8.99, that seems fair for an extended rental. Yeah, so that tends to be my sweet spot. If I see something I want and it's $8.99 or lower, I'd buy it. And then I've been playing Watch Dogs Legion recently, and I've watching some of the reviews from the time when it first came out, and everybody belly aching about, all the best cosmetics are locked behind a paywall. And I'm like, I don't care about cosmetics, I just want to play the game, and that doesn't seem to be too much affected by money. So, there are ways to live in that digital environment, but a lot of people seem not to want to do that. So yeah, there we go. It's this is TF2 Real Gamer 2022. Here we are. Game makers are still trying to fuck us over, and they're so hungry for money. My last point, it is a cesspool of corporate digital panhandling, and that is what it is. One thing I hate when I have to buy 4 copies of games so I can play with my poor friends. Oh, okay. So you buy a copy for you and then buy copies of it for them as well. My son kind of does that. He doesn't do it much because he's 9, and we say, no, you're not buying this friend or another friend a copy of that niche game that you're hoping you will play with them online, because he is way overestimated how into it his friends are, and it's just not going to work. Buying it, I buy games for him as a gift on the Xbox Digital Store because he's 9 and I'm his dad. So that's fine. I only buy him games he actually wants. Actually, once I did buy him a game which was really, really boring, but it was something we could play together, either couch co-op or online. It was $1.39, so we had a go. I was like, well, it works, but it was boring. It's called something like Super Dungeon Bros. It was terrible. So there we go. So that's the news this week, and this is the point. We're about to enter what the journalists call the silly season, and as this feature also cashed out of TF2 because the whole Steam community market is going to crash next year. All right, at least Counter-Strike 2 and Team Fortress 2. Oh, okay, I believe you. I believe you because I have no other information about that, but I believe you. But yeah, so what are we moving on to? It's the tarot card, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get onto the tarot card in a minute. But I can I mean, that's the point. There's all this weird stuff. I watched a YouTube channel called People Make Games, and some of the stuff they come up with is, to talk about is wild. And also the recent CoffeeZilla expose on all that CS2 business. Just nuts. If only old people knew, they'd be worried about the youth of today. But they think that the only threat to the youth of today is Skibbity Toilet, which is already over. So, haha, fools on them. But yeah, I just think, yeah, it's weird that the two things that are important are convincing the leader of the free world to issue documents that will prove that he got up to unfortunate things with children, and video games and microtransactions, and when is GTA 6 coming out, and these are the things in people's culture, in the culture mind. These two sets of issues are more or less the same weight, just to different people, like the different demographics. It's just weird. That's what society is. A senile president who doesn't know what the hell is going on, you know, and us watching, you know, I suppose it is. It's like a man who cares about GTA 6. Man who cares about GTA 6 game is going to suck. Yeah, I've got this kind of feeling that it's GTA rests too heavily upon its own past. Like, there was a time when the GTA thing was like exciting and new, but people changed it and did things. Like, Watch Dogs is amazing for a 50-year-old man such as myself, because it is a game that you can play and you barely ever have to get into a tedious gun battle with anyone. You could do everything with remote control spiders and skipping around in cameras, and just, you know, from a distance you can just quietly achieve the mission objectives without any fuss. And I've seen a number of reviews going, it's really weird, you don't have to kill anyone like that, and I'm like, I like that. I love playing a game where you go from mission to mission and you get, I would love TF2. Why? Can you play that without actually killing anyone? I thought that was kind of the point. Old people loves to gamble. I hate gambling because I find it, one, it's tedious, and two, it loses me real money or whatever. And if it doesn't lose me real money, then it's even more pointless. So yeah, I hate gambling. I just cannot. I used to play poker because poker has some skill. And then I found that was too tedious. Like, I found I was losing because I would get bored of playing poker. And I realised that if you're going to be really good at poker, you both have to be on it and also not just get bored while it's happening. Because, man, is it boring. So, yeah. And even, like, I think a lot of professional poker players will admit, oh, yeah, it's really boring. You know, you really have to encourage yourself to stay focused. So yeah, I hate to gamble. I really don't like it at all. I've hated it more and more my entire life. What is the point? What is even the point? Let's do a reflective tarot. Let's do it. We got to do the things. I also got a revelation to make about the my sacrament, but I'll come to that in a bit. So yeah, as usual, this has been shuffled 5 times. I have split the deck, and the card that we're supposed to see is here on the top. So I shall remove it carefully. That felt almost too thick. It felt like it was almost 2 cards, but it isn't. It's 1. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. We all know the drill by now with the old. In fact, I'll move it in front of the mic. There we go. Let's have a look. What have we got this week? Oh, lovely. Well, that's fairly innocuous and just fun. Now, of course, the sun is the sun. I mean, it's what it is. You know, it shines in the sky. Means there's no clouds about. You know, maybe it comes with a breeze. That's all right. But the important thing is to remember you should really put a bit of cream on if you're going out in it, because you might burn. Yeah, and that's the point. Like the raw, we had that in May. Well, yeah, you can have the same card more than once. That happens. We've had like one of the royals like about 3 times. It's just ridiculous. So yeah. So it's July. The month is vibed sandy shores, and we've got the sun. So I would say that kind of augurs, as far as I know, a very positive vibe for the next week. We are going to be looking at the raw power of the sun is available to us, but as with the sun, the real sun, you got to be careful how you approach it. You can benefit. Here's a thing that I get told: if the sun is out and you are up early, you should go and get your got a Switch cheater. What do you mean cheat? There's no cheating, and this is just a card that I pick, and that happened to be the card that it was. So yeah, if you walk out in the sun and you get the sun on you for just 8 minutes, 10 minutes, it does all these things to your system, your internal systems that are positive and good and keep your circadian rhythms in line and stuff. But then at the same time, if you were then to proceed to stay out in the sun for 3 hours without any sunblock, you'd get burnt to a crisp and be very, very ill. So that is the same. This is a raw auto strafe and bop. Yeah, kick your cheetah blue. There we go. Good. All right, nice. These seems like things that you would say as your top score. Okay, so it seems like you are now chatting as if you were playing TF2. So there we go. This is a TF2 reference. Good, nice. So yeah, there we go. So the sun energy is going to be about this week. What I'm saying is, take what you need to take from it. Take it sensibly. Don't get burnt. There we go. Easy peasy. That was pretty good. Okay. Weekly sacrament. Right, we managed to make it all the way through, nearly to the end, and the internet connection has been no more rubbish than it ought to be. We only dropped 3.8% of the frames in the whole stream, and obviously that number goes down the long ride stream, but we're here. It's the weekly sacrament. Now this is what I realised. I got a vibe this week that although this is fine, and in fact I picked these very candies for the reason that they kind of look, don't forget about Meet the Spy. I will attempt to keep it up here. I mean, having done it all this week, it'd be easier for me to remember it next week. You forgot about Deep Thought. No, we did that at the beginning. I was talking about the Saints' Day and balancing life with chaos. That I'm not going to do that basically. Okay, so if you wanted a TLDR, and you were all trying to distract me anyway, so that was good. So you did it. So you're really on point with this. But I will encapsulate my deep thought as a sort of summary so that you can have it again, which is that sometimes you can't just be Discordian every time that you want to be. You do this. We do this. Yeah, Friday night is the time of the goddess, and we do it now. 7 p.m. UK time of the goddess. That's what's going on with the service. That's what we're doing. And any further service, a season change. We are due a season change very soon. Very, very soon. Let's just check it. Is it 36? It's 36. That's amazing. 34. Sorry. Right. Okay. So where are we looking? When do we enter bureaucracy? First of bureaucracy is the 8th of August. Yeah, so we'll be a week into August. Oh wow, season changes. If I'm correct, will be on a Friday. That'll be amazing. So we're going to do that in a couple of weeks. So 2 weeks today, new surroundings. The week after that, season change to bureaucracy. And like a couple of weeks after that, I'll have been doing the service for a year. Amazing. But now it's time for the sacrament. Yeah, so I picked these candies because they look a bit like hot dogs, or little. You could fool yourself into saying that's a miniature hot dog. Yeah, but I was plundering my son's candy store the other day. I needed a sweet. So I went and found it. And he had those ribbons that are rainbow coloured and covered in like citric acid. And I was like, wow. Bearing in mind the fact that we're talking about random consumables, a rainbow ribbon with a really sour taste would make a great sacrament. And when I finish the jar, I'll probably switch to those permanently. But I'm actually going to get some and like kind of wrap, because it says no buns, but it doesn't say you're not allowed to wrap your hot dog in a rainbow coloured sour ribbon. So I'm going to definitely do that for a bit. But right now, this is what I've got. So this is what we're going to do. And obviously we're going to say the mantra that we say every time. I could not find a hot dog, not even with a bun. So I consume this random consumable because devotion comes with fun. Do I want to join you and your friends on a horror game? What horror game? Oh, we're doing the sacrament for that one. So I'm asking, and I'm probably going to have to say no because it's going to be on Steam, isn't it? And that would mean sitting in this chair. And you know what? Nuclear Nightmare on Steam. Right, yeah. I'm not going to say never, but not tonight. Because I've got to go and spend some time with my wife. Because she's very tolerant of me doing all this bullshit. And then it's Friday night and it's 8 o'clock. You know, it's time for me to spend some time with the wife. But, I mean, if you want to add me on Steam, it's very easy. My username is Eno M Koney, which is, you know, that's it. I mean, there might be more to it than that. I can have a check. Let me see. I'm just going to... it's really difficult. I don't ever open Steam hardly at all. Right, where are you going to come up, Steam? Are you going to pop up there? Oh, you're updating yourself. I'm just going to drag that over here. Hey, well, goodbye, my old friends. Eno M Koney. Who the hell are you? So, yeah, I'm just double checking that I don't know how this... Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, there we go. Just Eno M Koney. There, see? There I am. Oh, no, I didn't want you to open there. Go away. Right, just over here. Yeah. Even looks like me. So there we go. Yeah, there we are. Right, yeah, so you can add me on Steam. And who knows, one day you sent me a friend request. Cool, I'll pick that up when it pings me. Anyway, moving on. What the hell was that? Look at that! I never knew that happened. I was just trying to move the thing up. That's cool. We're going to be doing that more often. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. I'm really just trying to do this, which is that's the end of the service slide. Oh, dearie me. It's always away after the sacrament. It's always away after the service, especially with the energy coming from the building. Thank you to all those people here, Monstructo, and the new follower, of course, whose name I've already forgotten because it's up here, way up here in chat. Tronjan's one. That's the one. Yeah. All of that energy is coming here to me and been shared around the e-chapel, and that means that I can send you on your way fully Discordianed up for this date of the 18th of Sandy Shores. So what's that? Do you mean the thing when I do... Oh, no, wait. Oh, so that's what that does if I right, so what is it that's causing... If I come off that, if I focus here, is that... Maybe if I focus on this. Yeah, there it is! Woo! Oh, and that's a weird view as well. What's that? I don't like that one. Yeah, so it's basically between that. Look at that. What's that? The thing. What thing? I don't know what thing you're referring to. I haven't got another thing here. Oh, I've got water there. Oh, I'm going to have to go away with... in a state. What are you doing? Oh, I see. It's the cursor keys. If I've got OBS in focus, not the slides, and I press the down cursor key, it makes that happen. And if I press up, it goes back to normal. And I never knew that was a thing that you could do. Like, I'm big. I'm little. Is that happening on the... Oh no, it just happens in my preview window. That's balls. I thought it zoomed. What's the point of a preview window? What is the point of a preview window if it doesn't preview what's actually happening? I thought that was actually happening then. Sad. Sad. Having a button that would just zoom my face in would just be so good. But it doesn't happen, unfortunately. I'm sad. Stupid of me to think that a preview window would preview what was actually happening. Thanks, OBS. I'm not its friend anymore. I'm going to go away and think about what I've done. I suggest you do the same.
Hey!